Frontline World. Stories from a small planet.
The highest point on the equator is located here, on Mount Cayambe. Ecuador straddles the equator, making it one of the best spots on Earth to grow tall, straight roses. The flower industry took root here over 20 years ago. Now, flowers bring in over $350 million a year in revenue. But the story of roses in Ecuador has not always been a pretty one. A nasty reputation for labor and environmental abuses has plagued the industry from the very start. I came here to see for myself how bad things really are, and if there's an alternative. Olga Tutillo worked on the flower farms for nearly 20 years. After suffering various abuses, like being denied pay while pregnant, Tutillo helped form a union that went on strike to fight for workers' rights.
Fumigaban, o sea, con nosotros ahí dentro, y cuando nos enfermábamos igual no teníamos opción a salir a un centro médico. Y habían compañeras que se les veía que hacían, o sea, más maltratos en caso de madres de familia que querían salir por sus hijos, no podían salir, tenían que renunciar por sus embarazos.
Olga's union did eventually win their suit. But by that time the owners fled, and the farm was shut down. Now, she raises dairy cows to make ends meet. Thousands of women still work under difficult conditions in the rose industry. But now, there's an alternative. Nevada Roses, located in Latacunga, Ecuador, is a progressive, family-owned business run by Robert Nevada and his son John.
I wanted to join my father in our business because I think I thought that I could bring some marketing skills and some environmental consciousness to our company and potentially to the industry.
They're also making efforts to improve conditions for workers. Women are an important part of Nevada's business, making up over half of his 600-person workforce. The farm pays a living wage and strictly regulates pesticide use, forbidding it altogether for pregnant women. It also provides many perks, like free daycare for employees. Gilma Mejia has 2 young children she sends to the center every day.
La guardería es muy buena, porque ahí les tratan bien a los niños, les dan de comer, les atienden bien. Con eso yo tengo aquí la tranquilidad de laborar tranquila sin estar pensando en ellos. Si no hubiese una guardería aquí, yo no pudiese trabajar.
With nearly 115 acres of flowers planted, Nevada Roses is a multi-million-dollar-a-year business. And like every other rose farm in Ecuador, it packages and ships the majority of its roses overseas. They produce 20 million roses a year, all in an environmentally innovative and sustainable way.
So we recycle all the water, and we recycle parts of plants so that we can use them as mulch and fertilize anew. We've actually made a contract with a slaughterhouse that slaughters pigs and cattle. And before they used to just flush the runoff or the blood into the river, thus polluting the river. But that's an extremely powerful nutrient that we can use for the flowers. So we've bought it from them, and thereby we solved 2 problems. We have free, extremely potent mulch, and they don't have to pollute the river.
Jo, det är bra. Vi kom in på kontoret i alla fall.
Named a Young Global Leader in 2006 by the World Economic Forum, Nevada is even taking things a step further and running part of his operations as a purely organic farm.
All right. Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Behind me, you can see our beehives. So we produce organic honey here as well, which is added to the meals of the people who work for us to give extra nutrition to them. And we also sell the honey in the market for extra income.
In order to keep the organic farm completely chemical-free, everyone must wash the soles of their shoes upon entry and cross a bridge that separates the organic environment from the surrounding fields.
So here we have some aphids that we try to control by the introduction of another bug. Then on some other plants we have small spiders. Then we introduce another slightly larger spider called Phytocelius to eat them up. And when they've done eating up all the bad ones, then they start eating themselves. So thereby the whole population kills itself and we're rid of all spiders.
Working with nature instead of against it is one of the central tenets of the farm.
So in an effort to make everything as natural as possible, we even clean our water using plants. This plant is called lechuguin. It's kind of a salad plant, and it helps us suck up some heavy metals in the water, thereby cleaning the water so we can water our roses with crystal clear water naturally.
Printed on their shipping boxes, Novato Roses proudly displays all the certificates they've earned for their progressive environmental and social practices. Sigrid Galavanes is the head of one of the most important organizations that issues these certificates, the Flower Label Program, or FLP. It was started over a decade ago, when European consumers demanded roses grown in a more socially conscious way.
And where the people said, okay, instead of buying flowers for Valentine, we don't want flowers with blood on the leaves. We want to boycott this in this time, and we should buy, instead of flowers in Valentine, we should buy chocolate or something like this. Ecuador.
Although the European movement had a big impact, most of Ecuador's roses are still sold in the US.
Unfortunately, this is really sorry that the demand of or the conscience of the American end consumer is not high enough that they ask, when they go to a florist store, that they ask for certified flowers.
But now, American consumers appear ready to pay more for certified flowers.
Reduce more the use of chemicals. We do a lot of
Michael Conroy, board chairman of Transfair USA, was in Ecuador promoting the recent launch of fair trade certified flowers in the U.S.
Fair trade certification of flowers in Ecuador and Colombia and Kenya and other places where it's taking place really changes the nature of the conditions faced by the workers on flower farms.
He believes fair trade certified flowers could have as much of an impact on the flower industry as fair trade coffee did a few years back. Novato Roses prides itself on being a fair trade certified farm.
One of the effects with the fair trade system is that you're bringing, just by purchasing a flower in Texas or where it may be, you're actually providing jobs here in the third world. You're also empowering people, not only by giving them an extra little money for the flower. You're also helping with capacity building, because they take classes in rudimentary finance, accounting, project management, to manage all the extra money that they make on the fair trade. With that money, they do projects that they run themselves.
One project that's been put in place is a microfinance program that allows workers to take out small loans to do things like home improvements. Carmen Ortiz currently lives here with her mother and 2 daughters, but she has been slowly taking out small loans over the years to build her dream house right next door.
Y gracias a Dios por mi esfuerzo y el trabajo que me brinda la empresa donde trabajo, entonces espero lograr terminar mi casa.
In addition to the house that she's building, Carmen is proud to show off the organic vegetable garden she's planted, using the skills she learned at organic gardening classes at work.
Todo este sector le tengo sembrado de lechugas. Estos son los tomates de árbol, que también le vamos a cosechar orgánicamente sin producto químico.
Although this model is good for the workers and the environment, Novato insists it's also good for business.
I can say that I'm a strong believer in market forces and what market forces can do. Because here you have 2 things working together. You have consumer power, so consumers in the United States in this case, asking for this product, and me as a capitalist farmer trying to change the way things are done. So these two forces working together are actually changing the way things are done for the better.
His fair trade certified roses do cost a few more cents, but test marketing suggests that Americans are willing to pay the price.
There's more of the world to explore on our website. Discuss the world and tell us what you think of our stories from a small planet at pbs.org.